Coming up on today's episode of the Video Marketing Toolkit.
If someone says actually I want to grow my LinkedIn audience, it's absolutely possible. You just need to know the blueprint. It's like the 20-20-20 method.
So we had a conversation on Zoom where we first met each other, spoke about the podcast and got to know each other a little bit. And I think that really resonated with me. And it was something that I realised that I'd been missing for a while.
So the goal was to have built a following of 10,000. I feel comfortable enough to then hand in my notice.
Who wrote Untamed, a book about breaking free from social conditioning?
Glennon Doyle.
Hello guys, and welcome to a very special episode of the Video Marketing Toolkit. My name is Dan. I'm a video first marketer. That means I help businesses like you create video content for their marketing strategies. This is my podcast, the Video Marketing Toolkit. Today's episode, we have a very, very special guest. She's just quit a $250,000 job as lead client executive over at LinkedIn. She grew her LinkedIn account to 20,000 followers in just 5 months. She's the founder of the Level Up Book Club, and she just started her new journey to be the founder of the Hype Department. Everyone, please give a warm welcome to Alicia Teltz.
Really nice hype.
Oh, awesome. Welcome to the studio.
Good. Hold on. I hope this is all nicely set up.
How was your trip down here? How are you doing?
It was actually all right. I was
Awesome.
surprised. I thought coming up to Leicester from London would be quite a nightmare. My boyfriend was saying just take the car. I was like, no, the train is 1 hour.
No,
it was nice
it's-
and smooth and the aircon was working. So
That's awesome, because it is quite a hot day today. Literally, I've been sweltering and putting everything together. Have you been to Leicester before?
no.
First time in Leicester?
I have seen the train station and this nice studio.
That's all
it.
you need
But
to
you can
see.
give me a tour later. I would appreciate
Yeah,
it.
well, I'll show you all the amazing sights of Leicester. So you've got quite a story, haven't you? Where did it all begin?
Oh, wow. Well, I will try to keep myself as short as possible. So if I'm diverting too much, you just reel me in.
No, that's fine.
But to be fair, I always like to say my story actually started because I was growing up in Germany. People always wonder where's that accent from? I'm German. I try to hide it. I can't. But yeah, basically grew up in Germany. And then when I was in my early 20s, I decided I don't want to live in Germany anymore. I want to have an adventure. And I booked a one-way ticket to London. And I think this is one of those key
Wow.
moments in your life where you think actually crazy. You're doing this. I had no job lined up. I didn't know anyone. I didn't really speak the language. I was just okay, let's just do it
That's
and see what
crazy.
happens. And this is then kind of when you overcome those kind of moments in your life that you go massively out of your comfort zone. This is then where it all started. And to be fair, once I was in London, it all fell into place, and I just was stuck in a corporate career, let's say, for the next 15 years.
So where obviously you came over, did you say in your early 20s, was it?
Yeah.
Was there something that led up to that? Why did you decide to sort of make that leap?
Oh, good question. Because I come from a quite humble background. By all means, good childhood. I had food, I had a roof, all fine.
Yeah.
But it was never that we could go on a lot of holidays, or that I could go to America. A lot of kids I'm not sure if it's in Britain, but in Germany, a lot of people went to for a semester or half a year to America, get those
Yeah.
language skills. And I was so
Like an
envious.
exchange sort of program sort of thing.
And they always came back being really the cool kid. I always wanted to be the cool kid.
Yeah.
And we couldn't afford it. So I think that just instilled that fire of well, I will just make it myself. If my parents can't pay for it, then I will just
You've got to do it.
create a future myself.
No, that's awesome. And I think a lot of people can find inspiration from that, because sometimes you can be in a bit of a dip waiting for something to happen, but sometimes you just have to grab it and just if it's not going to come to me, I want to go to it.
It's so true. Honestly, I always say, the universe rewards the bold. So you just have to do something massively out of your comfort zone. And I just always think what is the worst that can happen? The worst that can happen in this scenario, if London wouldn't work out, I would have just booked another train or
That's it,
fly
yeah.
back home and moved in with my
It's
parents.
no harm done, really, is it? You can just go back to how it was, try something new, rinse and repeat almost. So.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you came over in your early 20s, completely, didn't know how to speak English. I think you spoke a lot on your posts about being in a hostel.
Yeah.
How did you get that first job? What was that first job that you sort of threw yourself into?
It was horrible. It was ridiculous. But as I was speaking German, and luckily it's a language that is quite in demand, so I found an office that was looking for a German speaker. So my English was broken, enough in the sense of I was able to communicate somewhat,
Yeah.
but I just needed someone to speak German. So it was a small office. It wasn't that fancy or anything. It was actually a horrible founder, horrible manager. But they were working with a client, and they were placing internships. So German interns that wanted to go to Britain to like work in a company.
Oh, okay.
And the company that I worked with was MasterCard. And then MasterCard wanted to place an intern at MasterCard. And I saw the job description, and like the intern was paid like 16K a year, 16,000. And I was paid 16,000 a year. And I mean, it's like minimum wage.
That doesn't sound like a lot now, though, for London
No,
at
I mean,
all.
you can't survive on
It
that.
probably wasn't a lot back then.
I mean, I could
either.
hardly survive back then. Like I had pot noodle every day.
That's crazy. 16K.
Yeah. But then what I did is like, they basically were looking for a German-speaking intern at MasterCard. And I was like, well, I want to work at MasterCard and I want to earn 16K. I mean, I earn 60K now, but like I would work for MasterCard. So I was quite cheeky. Instead of like sending them an intern and suggesting interns, I messaged our contact person at MasterCard and said like, how about me? Like, would you mind? Because we were already in touch. Like I was already like kind of the account manager.
You saw the opportunity there.
Yeah,
Just to,
and I
to
just
run
slipped
for
my
it.
CV over and they said, come in for an interview. And
Well,
that's how it
awesome.
worked out.
What
And
did
then,
what did your current workplace say about that? Did they find out, or like it's just what you was doing?
I haven't told them, so please, let's keep this quiet.
Don't tell them. Don't tell them. Oh, that's awesome. So then, I guess that was it wasn't your first job at MasterCard, but that was like definitely a big company, isn't it? Like you first look inside like a bigger sort of corporate company in London. Cool. How was that?
It's amazing. Like I'm a girl. I watched Gossip Girl. Absolutely love Gossip Girl. I always wanted to go to New York and like live like that lifestyle of like high heels and nice dresses and like skyscrapers. But it's not that easy to just go to like America without a visa or a job or anything. So London was much easier. Before Brexit, obviously.
Just straight over the water, easy.
Yeah. So when I then finally worked at MasterCard, MasterCard's office is in Canary Wharf. Was actually, they're no longer in Canary Wharf. But Canary Wharf is like this place that is like exactly like that Gossip Girl dream that I always had.
Yeah.
So then working for MasterCard was actually like, oh my God, I'm wearing like my high heels and I'm so cool and I'm so important. To be fair, it turns out MasterCard obviously pays like not as much as you think they would.
16K again.
16K, honestly. I mean, they did give me some pay increases, but after 4 years, I was only still at like 30K. And then I also found out like what other people are earning and you become a bit more aware. My English improved, like, and I kind of knew what my worth was. And I was like, it looks nice, but it's not the be and end all.
Yeah, it's like it was. You definitely you knew what you wanted, and you sort of. It wasn't MasterCard weren't giving that sort of at the moment. No. I definitely saw what you mean by the Gossip Girl sort of lifestyle of Canary Wharf. Like I've done a few shoots there, and when you see like the bankers walking around, it's like a different world, isn't it? It's kind of
crazy.
like this is like the hustle and bustle of the city.
Yeah.
It's that like Hollywood sort of image of
everything
what it's like.
looks so polished. Like all the sidewalks and everything is so clean. It's like you're almost on a film set. It's so real. Also, if you go there on a Saturday, it's like dead.
Yeah, there's just
like
nothing there. But what I think is quite cool, that's when, I don't know if they still do now, but like the nightlife venues and industries sort of take over it because there's no one there. They don't get any noise complaints. So they hold like raves and like underground music and stuff like that
I have
there.
no idea.
Which I thought was really cool. I was like, yeah, because if there's no one's living there, it's like it's the perfect place to
That
set
makes absolute
something
sense.
up.
I like to be in bed by 8, so I have no idea about this.
Completely different world. I had a moment as well when I was in Canary Wharf not too long ago where I had a shoot and it was like a 2-dayer. I was like putting loads of effort in and it was really good. And I had like sat back, like sort of exhausted before my drive home in the park in the middle of it. And I looked around and I was like, this is crazy. Like, how have I come from my small, like rural town in Swadlincote to like I'm in the middle of shooting in Canary Wharf, and it was like a real humbling moment for me. Like,
it's so cool, and also I like that you just took that second to like.
Yeah.
I kind of made it. Like
I
that's
had
really cool.
my
like,
Waitrose meal deal, and I was just like.
At least it was Waitrose, not Tesco. So
Yeah,
I mean, you were
wouldn't see a
already
Tesco
like.
in sight. It would only be Waitrose. But no, it was a really good moment. So, obviously, how did LinkedIn come about for you then?
Actually, like. With having MasterCard on my CV, also in Germany, by the way, when I finished school, I hated school. I hate learning. I hated to be forced to learn something that I don't want to learn. And I didn't go to university. I could have gone, but I didn't want to. I just didn't want to study anymore. So instead of going to university, I did an apprenticeship, and I did the apprenticeship at SAP. Also, just like a cheeky side note, it wasn't SAP. It was the SAP Arena, which is like an events hall, and they were hosting the annual SAP conference, and I was helping with that. And the founder of the SAP Arena is the SAP's founder's son. So
there was connections
there. There is connection.
But
Look, in an interview, if someone asked me about SAP, I always say like, yes, I work for SAP for the events department. I was running like the annual conference.
It's got SAP in the name. That's the main thing.
That's the thing. But also that means when I then worked for MasterCard, I had MasterCard on my CV, I had SAP on my CV. That already really helped. And then actually I got headhunted. So on my LinkedIn, I mean, this is like 10 years ago now. But like on my LinkedIn profile, I already, as I said, like I had those brands on it. And then a headhunter slipped in from a company called CEB, and they have been acquired by Gartner. And Gartner is a huge like consultancy firm, multi-billion-dollar company, very prestigious. They work with like C-level executives. Like in the tech world, they're kind of like the non plus ultra. And when CEB back then slipped into my DMs, I had no idea who they were. I had no idea what they were doing. But they offered me 80K. And I was on my 30K salary. And I was like, yeah, I have no idea what they're doing. But yeah, I take the money.
You're probably looking at that at first and thinking, is this a scam? Like, is this like one of them hacker things? Or?
Honestly, I had no idea. But then they said, like, look, your experience is like SAP and MasterCard. And I was like, okay, fine. Honestly, I was just after the money. And 4 years at MasterCard, like, with ADHD, like I just get bored and I just got bored. And like in the beginning, I was like always challenged because I had to learn the language. But after 4 years, I was like fluent enough to like have that confidence to like, actually, I want something else. And then I was just so lucky that this company CEB actually was acquired by Gartner, because then I actually had SAP, MasterCard, and Gartner on my CV. Like this is just like
3 huge giants then, like
exactly.
literally powerful CEV.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then Gartner has like a sales academy that is like renowned for creating like the best sales talent, because it's a really, really difficult product to sell, and you have to sell to C-level executives of like multi-billion-dollar companies. So anyone who is doing well at Gartner is kind of like top talent, like top sales tech talent. And then LinkedIn basically slipped into my LinkedIn DMs and yeah, basically saying, do you want to join? But it took a year until I actually joined. They slipped into my DMs. I had a whole interview and everything. And then they had a hiring freeze. And then they said like, look, we really want you, but we can't hire you currently.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, fine. It will not happen anyways. I was waiting around. And then like 8 months later, they reached out again and said like, we are ready now. And I was like, yes.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
And so obviously right now you're known as pretty much of a pretty good LinkedIn expert. You know, you're the LinkedIn guru. Yes. Did you have like your profile before you started working at LinkedIn? Was it like top notch? Was it fully optimized, ready to go? Or is this something you've learned along the way and you've learned from your own mistakes?
Honestly, like it's so funny. When I joined LinkedIn, I was like, please don't look at my LinkedIn profile. Like it looks hideous. And it's funny, like most LinkedIn employees don't have a great profile either. And hardly any LinkedIn employee posts themselves or builds their own brand, because it's like, it's a huge tech company. It's a software company. It's owned by MasterCard. Like the whole like creator aspect of LinkedIn, like showing up and posting content, etc. Only 1% of users actually post on LinkedIn. So that means most people are just there. They have a profile and they don't really do anything with it, or they just lurk in the background.
They just sit there.
Yeah.
Sort of.
And that's also most of like the LinkedIn employees are like doing it in that way. And nobody at LinkedIn, like when you join LinkedIn, yes, you get like a PDF on like how to set up your profile, but it's also basic and
Or is
boring.
that part of like the onboarding thing? Like,
it's like they call it rock your profile. Like, yeah.
Rock your profile.
Very, very cool.
No, that's cool.
Yeah. But basically, yeah, I just started like from scratch. I know a lot of people, whenever they see like my profile now and they say like, oh my God, you made it and your success and everything is just because you work for LinkedIn. I was like, that is such a like stupid excuse. Because also before I actually started like proactively building my audience, nobody was liking my posts. Like whenever I did post the odd post, I got like 5 likes or something. Like it really is
the people
like,
you know, the guy you worked on the other
Exactly.
team, and then like your old manager and Barry from accounts and things like that.
Exactly. It's all just like the work that I actually put in that got me to where I am now. So it's not just like, oh, you work for LinkedIn and boom, you have like 50,000 followers. I wish I had, but like, no.
Wish it was that easy.
Yeah, honestly.
So LinkedIn, you were, or obviously you probably didn't start out there, but you left LinkedIn recently as a global account
Shall I help you with that?
executive.
Global client executive.
It's a global client executive.
Yes.
Brilliant. So what does that entail? What is that job? What do you do?
So LinkedIn, and that might be quite interesting also for people listening, because most people use LinkedIn as like this like kind of social media platform for professionals. But actually the way how LinkedIn makes money is predominantly in like the talent space. So talent means like everything recruitment. Like as I was just saying, in terms of like my like CV, like jobs slipped into my DMs.
Yeah.
This is mainly how LinkedIn is being used in terms of like the hiring process. And there are like software and tools specifically for recruiters, headhunters, recruitment firms. They cost a lot of money. It's like 10 grand like for one license for one person. And if you
Wow.
think about like a company like, let's say, Coca-Cola, they might have like 200 or even more recruiters and they all have a license. And in my role at LinkedIn, I was working with existing clients, but in the staffing sector. So recruitment firms, so like the Manpower groups, Michael Page, the biggest in the world, and they have like 10, 20,000 recruiters.
Wow.
They don't have to pay 10K per license. They get like a bit of a discount.
Yeah, economies of scale, discount, things like that.
But they spend millions and millions with LinkedIn. And this is just one product. This is just a recruitment product. But then also a huge part of LinkedIn is marketing. So it's like the sponsor content. So if like a firm, mainly like B2B, like Cisco or like any other like software tool, if they promote, that's like another revenue stream. And then another revenue stream is sales. So this is like Sales Navigator. But not just like our personal like profile upgrade. It is actually like, again, if you think about Coca-Cola or like another, or like Gartner, where I used to work at, they have like a sales force with like thousands of employees. They all need to have a license. So they again spend like millions with LinkedIn. So if you are a company, you spend with LinkedIn money on marketing, money on like the recruitment side, money on like the sales side. And this is all like the big money where LinkedIn like.
And it's huge money, because I guess you're right, because it's catering for multiple needs of a business. It's catering for the recruitment side, the sales side, the advertising side as well. Because I used to, when I was part of an agency, I ran quite a few ads on LinkedIn, and even to
run
ads.
Did they work for you?
Not really, no. I didn't have much success.
I probably shouldn't say this out loud, but I mean, now that I left LinkedIn, I honestly think, and we can go into more detail, but I do think like your personal brand and building your personal brand and posting from your personal profile is so much more valuable than posting like a sponsored piece of content.
I think that's sort of across the board. I think that as well. I think I'd much rather invest that £100 into my own self, my own content, my own personal brand, than chucking a sponsored ad out there. Yeah. It's great for when you fully optimize yourself, but I wouldn't see the point of spending money before you've got the groundwork sorted out. Do you know what I mean? Like,
makes so much sense. People just are looking for like a shortcut. They just want to throw money at something and think it will do the work for them.
And with LinkedIn as well, I think it was like £20 a day minimum ad spend, which was a lot more than the other platforms.
Yeah,
especially for the smaller creators, like no chance. It's definitely designed for the big boys.
No. Even for the big boys, it doesn't.
So as well as LinkedIn, you're obviously really great at building community, which I think you mentioned quite a lot is quite important as well. What is the Level Up Book Club?
Oh, all right. Yeah. So basically, whenever I read a book, and I love reading self-development books, but whenever I read one, like I skim through the pages, I read before bed, I don't really like read it. You know how often you read a page and you're like, what did I actually just read? Like you have no idea.
You kind of just put what you want to hear or see into your mind. Yeah,
and then even if you do read it and you think like, oh my God, that's great, like a month later you would have forgotten about it, or you're not taking action. So I was thinking like, I had like a small community. I had like maybe at this point 3,000 followers. Like that's not, and 2,000 like of those 3,000 followers, they were all like old people, random people I had accumulated. So it's not like that I had an engaged 3,000 like following. But I was just saying, like, I posted and I said, like, would anyone want to read books with me? Like, I was just saying, like, look, I would love to have a bit of like accountability. Like, shall we set up like a WhatsApp group where we can just like read a book a month? And I said, like, I would like manage the group in the sense of I will go through the chapters. I will like read a chapter, let's say a day. And then I send a video recording of that chapter to the group, because that forces me to really read that book, to highlight the bits that I want to recap, and then also saying it again and internalizing it again, and then also sharing with the group on how I'm taking action myself, and then with the group that they can then say like, oh, this is what I'm doing and this is what I'm trying to achieve, etc. And I was thinking maybe like 2 or 3 people might sign up. I thought maybe like the odd friend might pop in, but actually like overnight we had over like 100 people already joined.
Wow, that's amazing.
That was crazy. And now it has like, we are now almost 600 or a little bit over 600. I haven't really like, I don't advertise it as much because I'm not monetizing it. I run it as like a bit of like a hobby community, but literally it's just like a group of like hype women that just like that are there to support each other. We cheer each other on. We also share business with each other. Like for example, if someone comes in and said like, actually I need an expert on like email marketing, there is at least one lady in the group that says like, I'm the expert.
That's brilliant.
And now we run like sessions and webinars where like someone like says what their expertise is and share like some insights. And I also said, like, look, if you want to work with me, this is how it looks like. It's not like salesy. It's literally just like, this is what I do. Let's just see if we can help each other out.
It sounds like almost like a networking group, but it's kind of like it's a secret networking group because you're a book club. So it's like, and then the business is what goes on behind closed doors, which I really like. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, and it's very clever because it's all self-development books. So whenever we are reading a book, we put it into like the business context. So we are all thinking about, okay, we all want to achieve something. And also there are people that are employed. So they're thinking like, okay, in my career, how can I apply those tips and tricks? So we are sharing it. And by sharing it, you're indirectly selling your service because you indirectly tell the audience, this is what I'm doing. This is what I
Yeah.
try to achieve. And this is then where also someone can come in and say like, actually, you try to achieve this. Let me help you with that. Like, as you
No,
said,
I
like a
love that.
networking group, but it's like disguised as like a book club.
Yeah, no, that's really cool because as well, like you say, it holds you to accountability to revise, understand what you're putting out there as well. And if you've got a certain view on something that relates to your business that you're putting out there, like you said, it's a way of advertising your service as well because you're giving your spin on it and you're giving your sort of analysis of it, which I think is cool.
Exactly.
No, that's brilliant. So did that come then? Would you say that the book club was a product of or contributed towards your major success on LinkedIn?
Good question. I think it goes hand in hand. But I do think, like, I'm being very strategic with what I've been doing.
Yeah.
And I haven't been as transparent about it because I was still at LinkedIn. But as I have left LinkedIn as of like a week ago, I can now talk about it. So I always knew that I wanted to be self-employed. I always knew I wanted to try it. Like, I don't want to be 90 years old, reflect on my life and think like,
I wish I would have done
I
it.
haven't done
Yeah.
anything. And I thought like, look, it's another year. It was my birthday at the end of April. So that was like my deadline where I thought, okay, I need to like do something. If I don't do it now, when will I do it? Like I'm turning 35. Now I am 35. It's like halfway to 70. It's like, oh shit.
You start having that panic moment, like, oh my God, I'm getting old.
Honestly. And I mean, I don't have kids yet. I don't know if I want to have kids, but in either case, I was thinking like, well, if you have kids, then it will be even like trickier to jump ship.
Yeah, they're not cheap either. Kids
No.
aren't cheap.
And then also if you're employed, you get like nice maternity leave and all these things. Like if you're self-employed, like who is paying for your maternity
Yeah,
leave?
true. That's all got to come from you.
So I thought like, look, before I have kids, like if I'm not doing it now, when will I do it? But I didn't know what I wanted to do. And I also knew like if I have an audience, then it will be so much easier with whatever product I come up to sell it. Like if you think about like celebrities, like, I don't know, an actor that then launches like, I don't know, a drink or whatever it might be, like it will instantly do well just because they have that audience already. They have people that
Definitely.
like them, that follow them, they believe in them, etc. So this is why, strategically, I knew it's my birthday at the end of April. And I knew I wanted to gift myself the gift of freedom for my birthday, which is handing in
that.
my notice. So in February, 3 months back, I was like, okay, I want to change something. It's 3 months until my birthday. Let's grow my audience until then. So, and then when I was starting to build my audience, I thought like, actually, I want something that is a bit more community-like. And this is why I founded the book club.
Oh, okay.
But also having said this, it came genuinely from that perspective of, I want an accountability group and I would love to build it. Like I'm genuinely interested in it. But at the same time, when you post on LinkedIn from a marketing perspective, you always have an algorithm like in your way.
Yeah.
You never reach your full audience. Whereas when you have like a community outside of LinkedIn, whether that's like an email newsletter or WhatsApp group or whatever it might be, there's no algorithm. You can like directly reach them.
It's direct communication, taking them off platform almost as quick as possible. So you know, you're having real
control.
conversations and you've got control. Yeah.
Exactly. And as I said, I didn't know what business I actually wanted to set up, but I knew it will be like around like empowerment. It should be high vibe. I love working with women. I love supporting women. So I thought like, hey, if I launch a book club that is just for women, I already built like kind of my ideal audience, even though I don't know what product I'm going to sell, but I knew it would be like somewhat relevant.
Yeah. Very much living in the moment for what you wanted to do in that moment. And then sort of like, obviously it pieces into the master plan, but almost not worrying too much where it went, just sort of embracing it as you went along with it.
Exactly. You just need to try. And also, like this whole thing of like people ask me, I was like, oh, I also want to like quit my job and like, but I don't know what I want to do. And I said like, well, I also had no fucking clue. But you only figure out what you actually enjoy doing if you do it.
Yeah.
Like if you just sit there and twiddle your thumbs and you figure out like, or you figure out like this perfect plan and you invest a lot of money and all the setup and then you start doing it and you realize actually I don't like this. So you just need to start doing something.
Just do something.
And then
start
figure it
somewhere.
out. Yeah. And also with the book club, if I would have realized actually, no, this is a terrible thing to do. Like I don't enjoy it. It's too much work. Or like the ladies are all like bitches. They're absolutely not. I love them. But yeah, I could have just said like, oh, okay, yeah, well, no, we don't do it
You could just
anymore.
draw that line in the sand and leave it there. Yeah, I think that's it. A lot of people do get scared of like the what ifs and they get caught up in the what ifs. But in reality, it tends to be the worst thing that happens is it stops and then you just carry on and do something else. Like really, obviously, if you've invested a lot of money into it, then that's sort of a different story. But really, if it's that bad in the first place, then it's usually a breath of fresh air to stop something that you don't enjoy doing, isn't it?
when one door closes, another opens. And also there's a sunken cost fallacy. Often people are just stuck because they think like, well, I invested so much and I've done this and that, and then they don't shift gears. But then also, and it's such a fine line because persistency and consistency also pays off.
Yeah,
And this is
definitely.
especially what I realized with like growing my audience on LinkedIn. I've made this like goal public of like growing my audience like to 10,000 followers by the end of April. So I can like have this like audience. And throughout this journey, like there were so many points where I was just like, this is so slow and tedious and it's not working, and like, oh my God, this will be so embarrassing because I will like fail with my goal, etc. But then as I made it like public, I was like publicly kind of accountable because even though I had a small audience, but still like my manager knew about it, like my colleagues knew about it, like, so you just had to show up.
It became a thing at that point. It was like, now this is a thing, I'm going to do it. Like, I got to keep doing it.
But then also you never know like what post performs well, because actually once I stuck to it, like a few posts perform really terribly, but then the next one might go viral. You never know, like the next one could go viral. So you just like have to stick with it.
Keep going. Consistency, pushing it out there, definitely. So it's amazing, really, because we're actually talking in quite small time frames, because it, like you said, it was 5 months. So you started, when did you first decided you wanted to leave? When? February?
Well, to be fair, I was thinking about leaving for a long time, but like in February, I was like, okay, I'm now starting my action.
Notice went in February. When did the book club start?
So I notice in terms of like where I publicly say I'm going to grow my audience, but I wanted to hand in my notice by the end of April. Okay. So the goal was to have built a following of 10,000 by the end of April, because then I think like I feel comfortable enough to then hand in my notice. And then I had like a 2-something month notice period. So this is why I'm now.
Still, like, that's in order, you really did set your mind to it and grow it to manage to be able to do that and in that short amount of time.
Yeah. But also that's the thing, like if it wouldn't have worked out, I hadn't handed in my notice, so I could just stay at LinkedIn or figure something else out. So I was just like, I was playing it safe whilst I was like laying the foundations and the stones. But yeah, actually in terms of timelines, it's so fast.
It is quick. What do you think was a major contributor in the fact that you reaching your goal?
Oh, well, more like holistically, it is like the consistency and just showing up, but also more practically. And I'm more than happy to go into details, because a lot of people think like, oh, you just need to post on LinkedIn, like similar to like TikTok or like Instagram, or you just need to show up and like post content. But LinkedIn is like one of those platforms where you actually have a lot of control. The more you put in, the more you get out. So you have to do a lot like behind the scenes. You can send X amount of connection requests. Normally you have like at least 20% of acceptance for that connection request. So you already know like, okay, I have like a budget of like 200 connection requests per week. 20% of them will accept. What is that? 50?
I'm not good at maths.
I have no idea.
Yeah, a certain number.
A certain number. So you know, okay, I will at least, or I should at least be able to grow by like X amount.
Yeah.
And then you send comments, you are active in your DMs, etc. So it's like a lot that you do behind the scenes that then when you do post, determine whether your post is being distributed by the algorithm, because the algorithm works in the way that like when you just recently had an interaction with someone, the post will be shown to them. And then if your content is being amplified, like in terms of commenting and reach, like engagement by the right audience, it will then distribute your content to further people outside of your network that fulfill that criteria. But where a lot of people are confused is, one, they don't mobilize the like sleeping audience, like the followers they already have, they don't mobilize them. That means they post content and the algorithm is not showing it to anyone. Then also your post is maybe like a bit like confusing in the sense of like, it's not really clear what you're talking about.
Who is it talking to? Like, is it talking to your old audience, new audience? Like,
what is it actually that you're talking about? Yeah. So then the algorithm also doesn't know who to send it to. So then a lot of people get so disheartened and don't stick with it. But actually, if you know the strategy and you know, like, do the background work to like engage your audience, because no matter how shit your post is, it will still be shown to those people if you have like an active audience, because it will still be shown to them. But yeah, and then alongside like a post that is actually clearly structured and that is relevant, like LinkedIn loves to talk about like recent events. LinkedIn is like kind of like becoming a news broadcaster.
Okay, so it wants to be frequent, new, on trend, things like that.
Exactly, high quality content that is relevant to things that are happening in our life with like an expert view and angle to it. So if you use words like today or recently I saw this and that, and then also if you include like an external source, like let's say like the World Economic Forum or whatever it might be, those trusted sources, that also performs really well. So if you know what to put into your content, you can actually do like really well.
It sounds like there's a lot to it then, but it also sounds like, very simply put, you just got to play the game. You've got to play the game of LinkedIn,
You need to understand
actually
it.
talking to people as well, understanding what it is, but being part of communities, getting involved, not just posting and then disappearing, actually talking and engaging to people, playing the game that LinkedIn wants you to play, basically.
Yeah. But that's also the thing, as I said earlier, like that's the beauty of it. You have it in control. It's in your hand. And that's like what I find so good, because I like to be in control. Like you can actually, if someone says like, actually, I want to grow my LinkedIn audience, it's absolutely possible. You just need to know like kind of like the blueprint and stick with it.
What is the blueprint? I love that word, the blueprint.
Yeah.
What's the LinkedIn blueprint to success?
I was actually thinking about like trademarking it. I have no idea. But like I always like to say, for people that start out with like, let's say at the very beginning, I always say it's like the 20-20-20 method. Where each day, and I know it sounds a little bit overwhelming, but like each day take 1 hour to dedicate towards LinkedIn. So that's 20 connection requests. It will take you about like a minute per connection request. It won't take you that long, but like let's say a minute. So 20 connection requests per day to like your ideal customer, then 20 comments on other people's posts per day, and then 20 minutes in your DMs. So DMs, that means speaking to like new people that you connect with. So when you send a connection request, you can send like a little snippet of like a little message if you have like a premium profile. To open up a conversation. But also if you already have like some sort of followers, your ex-colleagues or whoever it might be, you can also send them a message. You can like literally say like...
So actually talking to people you've already got in your DMs.
Yeah. So without being salesy, it's literally just about like starting to have like genuine conversations. So what I did in March, and March was like 1 month into my like LinkedIn growth journey. It was International Women's Day. So I looked through like my contacts and I sent messages to a lot of women in my contacts that I haven't been like engaging with. And I just said like, hey, happy International Women's Day. How are you celebrating yourself today? Like, I hope you have an amazing day, blah, blah, blah. It was literally just like a copy paste message, but it was like nice, warm, heartfelt, and it was an open-ended question in it. So hopefully they would respond. And I was thinking like the worst that can happen, people will say like, oh, nice message, but nothing happens. Or they won't read it. Yeah. But in the best case, they respond and they think like, oh, that was actually really nice. And this is like kind of a way how you can just like reach out to your like sleeping audience and mobilize them again.
No, I love that. I genuinely feel like I need a notepad and writing some of these down because it's such valuable information. And I think loads of people out there will really benefit from stuff like this.
I hope so. It's very actionable.
Yeah, definitely from the talking side of things, from like actually, because I always think of it as like, right, I really like LinkedIn because it's a good way to meet people in real life, and then you get them on LinkedIn and they can keep up with what you're doing as well as reaching out to the people you really want to target with your content and stuff. Because it's like, even I'll post a video sometimes and I'll be like, I really wish X person would see this video because I'm either going to a pitch with them or I want to work with them. I'll sort of have that in my head. But I guess also just breaking down the fear, posting that video and then actually just messaging them, like dropping them a message rather than just hoping it sort of goes out to them.
Exactly. And one thing that a lot of people are not quite sure about, especially if they have like an ideal customer, but they're not quite sure how to reach out to them. And also sometimes their ideal customer might be a bit like not the type of person that would like publicly like comment on your post or like really drive your engagement. Like, for example, if you sell like medical supplies or like, I don't know, anything else that is not like marketing or HR, like those people that are like genuinely nice and bubbly and like happy to like publicly leave a comment. Because you want an audience that is engaged, because the more comments, etc., you get on your post, the more the algorithm will push it out. And the more like if someone comments on it, your post will be shown to all of their network. So the more people have commenting, the more eyeballs on your content through all the people that are commenting. But it's hard if your ideal customer is like not a typical customer that would like show up. So I always say like do like a dual approach, like reach out. Let's say if you have like 20 connection requests a day, if you send up a day, send 10 to your ideal customer that might be like a bit sleepy, but then also the other 10, send them to like bigger kind of customers, or maybe even like similar people to yourself, or people that are like relevant to your audience. Like, for example, in the medical space, like if you're a medical like supplier, you can look at like, okay, who are some healthcare professionals that are like outspoken, that show like content, that are like on podcasts, etc. Like go onto their profile, see what they're posting, see who is commenting on their posts, because then the people that are commenting on their posts, they don't shy away from like publicly like commenting on someone's post. That then also means you can see like, okay, they're active, they're commenting. And you can see every time you have like the name and then you have the first line of the headline visible. So you see like when you go through like that big creators content, you can see like, okay, that person might be relevant, that person might not be. And then you just literally click on their profiles. You can still like validate, etc. But then you can send them a connection request. So it's this dual approach of like you build your audience with not exactly the 100% perfect, maybe a target audience, but they might have like in their connections a lot of your ideal customers and they're still relevant to your industry. And then the other approach is like your ideal customer.
And that's why I really liked it as well, as opposed to like other social media platforms when you're very much just throwing the net out, seeing who's going to follow you, interact with you. You can be very precise with LinkedIn and be like, obviously not even without talking about things like tools like Sales Navigator, but you can, like you say, pick the people, follow them, identify those people and really start engaging with them, which I think is so much better than just putting out a video and on TikTok and hoping you get some certain people coming in and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's what I keep saying with like you have it in control. LinkedIn honestly is like the perfect place to make business because people are on LinkedIn already having like this kind of like buying mindset, like they're already there thinking about business when they're on LinkedIn. They're not just like scrolling for Instagram whilst they're like having their cup of tea. They're like actually like,
they're primed, engaged and ready to go.
How about you? Are you posting on LinkedIn?
So my LinkedIn strategy.
Tell me.
Which is quite interesting.
I will be
which
kind.
has actually just reminded me of the story that I was going to go into as well. So my LinkedIn strategy, I've actually changed it quite recently, and it was after the conversation we had on Zoom. So we had a conversation on Zoom where we first like met each other, spoke about the podcast, and got to know each other a little bit. And I did like a little bit of a deep dive on your socials and stuff before, and it was kind of what you said about the storytelling, and I think that really resonated with me, and it was something that I realised that I'd been missing for a while. It was that storytelling and really sort of like, you know, what is the adventure that I'm going on here? And what you said about you took a lot of inspiration from TikTok and how TikTokers are really good at
TikTok.
it. So do I.
Dangerous place, but
literally,
I love it.
I spend so much time doom scrolling on there, but it's like I just love absorbing all that information. Like, but yeah, I wanted to add more to the storytelling side of it. So I really stripped back. I thought in my head I was already really good at posting I was really good at posting I can't say it.
Unapologetically. I'm glad that the German is helping you to speak English.
It's helping me with English here. So I thought I was really good at posting unapologetically. With no shame, you know, really raw stuff. But then I realized I still had that element of ego. I was trying to be too perfect. I was trying to uphold that brand. So I've started to just strip that back.
Good.
So my strategy kind of at the moment is based a lot around the podcast because I love doing this podcast. It's what I'm passionate about. And it's also a service that I want to sell to other people, making other people their podcasts. But I've started almost going on a 2-week journey with that individual. So I will like film a podcast episode. I've recently done one with Sophie that was really good. Put this into practice for sort of the first time, really. So filmed an episode with Sophie about branding, and then we recorded loads of little different shorts around branding out and about in the city of Ashby, which is local to a lot of our audience. So it's kind of like we took the podcast and then we worked together on a 2-week period talking about branding, shared the story, shared the bloopers, you know, very raw and honest, and then sort of on to the next person after the next 2 weeks when the next podcast drops. And I try and post on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, but I think staying true to that is difficult. Is the bit that I find the most difficult. Is
honestly, don't overthink it in terms of when you're posting, what time, what day of the week, because you don't want to be like too like overthinking it too much, because then in the end it becomes a chore and you don't do it in the end. Also, like it always depends like on your audience. Like my best posting day is actually Saturday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I would have had no idea, but I just looked at my analytics and I saw that my posts on a Saturday normally perform the best. Might be that my posts are just better on a Saturday because I have like a better mind. Who knows?
Yeah, you're more chilled out. You just like the most random post on a Saturday.
Honestly, who knows? But like, just don't get too carried away with like it needs to be this, and then. And what I love what you said about the storytelling, because it's still like, even though LinkedIn is like this, it has this stigma of like, it's this professional, like white collar, like business, like platform, and you have to be like an absolute expert, and you need to be like showing up in a certain like casual, like the opposite of casual, professional way.
Yeah.
But if you are actually showing up as someone that is human, authentic, funny, and just like a little bit like just all over the place even, you stand out. You instantly stand out and you instantly become likable because you're just like this breath of fresh air on someone's feet. And this is also, people buy from people, like a simple sales. Like you would never sell a service to someone who thinks like you're an absolute prick. Like you just need to like have that human connection. And the more you show up as your true self in the way that you actually are, like, I don't know, clumsy or this or that, or just like the way how you are, the more people that like you for who you are will see you, will follow you, and the people who actually don't like you, they will stay away, which is good because you wouldn't do business with them anyways. You don't want to waste your time with them. So you need to be like, just, authentic. And as I said, like, it's just a breath of fresh air. So people actually like this. And sorry, I'm just like going like a bit of a monologue here.
No, that's fine. It's all really good information.
Because what I think is a lot of people are not aware, like in terms of marketing, if you want to use LinkedIn to like make sales, you need to think of it of like this funnel, like the typical marketing funnel. You have like the top, obviously, of the funnel that is more like broad. And in terms of LinkedIn content, this is like the content that is like leadership advice or just like general like life advice. Or it could also be just like, oh, I was just walking my dog and I'm just very grateful to be alive, which is fine. It's also like, I'm happy for people to post this type of content every now and then because it shows, oh, they have a dog. Oh, they're really happy right now. And if they show a picture of themselves, I see how they look like. I see what they're doing. It's a glimpse behind the scenes that helps me to build a connection with that
You
person.
get to know that individual more. You know, like you say, you're buying from, you know who you're buying from then. It's like you're becoming friends with people. You're becoming transparent. You're not hiding behind like a demeanor or like a fake personality. And I think people crave authenticity.
Absolutely.
Like, because for years, how long on the internet has there been like fake videos and prim and proper Instagram sort
filters,
of the period, filters, like influencers, all that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. And now, especially with AI, everyone is using like AI tools because the thing is like, oh, it's a shortcut. I just put in a prompt and then they give me like 15 posts and like, great. It's just like, but there's no personality behind.
Yeah.
And we do want to have like those top funnel posts because they, as I said, like they show who you are as a person, but also those are the posts that could go viral because they appeal to like a broader range, which is fine, but you can't just post that. You then need to think about like this middle funnel. And this is what you were actually describing when you said like, oh, you were talking about like what you were doing behind the scenes, etc. So in the middle funnel is actually where you say like, I'm an expert in this and this is what I'm doing and look behind the scenes of what I've done and this is how I help my client. And in terms of storytelling, we love storytelling because like emotionally we can like relate to it. And then also from like the hero's journey, like you always want to explain like, okay, this person who is like the hero or like the main character, they had a struggle. Like they tried X, Y, Z and it didn't work. And then they found my solution, like your service.
It's the Star Wars analogy as well, isn't it?
Is that? I've never heard of that.
Yeah, because the hero has his problem, which is the customer. And then he finds Yoda who takes him on his journey and teaches him how to do, teaching him the way. If you've watched Star Wars,
I have not watched Star Wars. That's why I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? But I love it.
Yeah, it's like that typical sort of like, or Lord of the Rings, like that movie.
Also, I haven't seen Lord of the Rings.
It's like that.
Can you do a Gossip Girl analogy, please? That would be like more what
Does she go on a story to find herself?
Probably, but it was also
maybe
there were a lot of like
in there
drugs and weird stuff involved. So, yeah. And they all had like a lot of money. So, anyways.
But sorry, I interrupted you. I think you were explaining it perfectly before I came in with that.
No, but it's like it's so true because you want to entertain people, and entertainment is like when you have that emotional connection, whether you make people laugh or like you make them like feel some sort of emotion. But this is how you like get people to also like read your post, because the longer you stay on a post time-wise, the more the algorithm thinks, oh, it must be like a good post, and the more it will like amplify it. And then in this middle funnel where you actually like really show with like a use case, rather than saying like, this is what I offer and this is what I do, you actually tell like how your product comes to life, how you're doing it, how it helps people to overcome their problems, how they achieve like their dream state and goal. So that's like the middle part of like this funnel. And then the bottom part is the like kind of the call to action. It's like really where you want to convert customers, where you can literally say like, for example, we are here today, like when this podcast comes out and I post about it, I will most likely say like, I would love to be on another podcast, like slip into my DMs if you think I would be a great guest. This is my call to action. Like you can actually be like more like direct, but you can't also be like direct every time. Like you can't be too salesy. So you need to have like a good combination of like the fluffy stuff on the top of the funnel, use cases, and then like the call to action. So it's like a mix of those.
And I think the bit that I really liked as well is some of your posts, because your posts are very well written, extremely well written. Is the bit where you put in like how much money you've got left in your bank account as well. I thought that was such a almost like a nail biting sort of bit to go along to it. Like, it was brilliant.
But that's also the thing, like we are all so scared of putting ourselves out there. Like what can happen? I actually did speak to a few people before I announced like my money goal. They all said, don't do it. for like various reasons. And most reasons in my eyes was just like a limiting like money belief. They all said like, yeah, but what if you don't achieve it? And I thought like, what makes you say I don't achieve it? And then
It's like, hang on, I'm going to achieve
yeah.
it. Like,
And then other people were saying like, oh, and what if you're only at like 5,000? Will people then think your services are shit? And I said like, again, like who says I'm only at 5,000? And also who says that this is what people would be thinking?
Yeah.
Like it's just, but anyways, I decided to do it anyways. Someone said to me the other day, I have balls. And I was like, yeah, I like that.
You got to have balls in this game, really. You've got
need
to. You can't not.
But that's the thing. And I said this to FedEx as well, like stand out or lose out. Because in today's times, like you need to be bold. You need to do something different. Like the economy isn't great. And you need to find ways to cut through. And especially now with AI, like everything is so easy. You need to find a way to,
because eventually everything's going to merge into the same slot, and everyone will just be creating the same slot. So yeah, be different and stand out.
And especially in the world of AI, like your personal brand is your unique selling point. It's your DNA. It's what makes you you. And that also is like you're future-proofing yourself. Like whatever happens, people want to work with you, hire you, do business with you because of you as a person. Because AI might be able to replace whatever service you were offering, but not you as a human. So that's just like so important. So you need to hone down on this so much.
Hold on to yourself and don't let it disappear. You need to create like your own AI chatbot so people can just, like get into a glimpse of your mind. Just
well, it's funny you say that.
There's one in development.
It's funny you say that. No, I'm not creating an AI bot, but with the Hype department. So one of the services I'm offering is basically a WhatsApp group where people pay per month, but they can pick my brain.
Oh, wow.
So rather than just, because I was thinking like what type of services should I offer, etc. I really like the community aspect, and I really like the aspect of keeping it casual. I hate meetings, always hated meetings. I think meetings are necessary and a waste of time. So I was thinking if I have a WhatsApp group where people can just like drop in their question and I can like have a look, I can send like a voice message, or like they send me their post that they drafted and I send them a voice message in return and like roast their post. I only launched it 3 days ago. We have around like 15 people on it now.
No, brilliant. You got,
we were 14, but I hope another one has signed up.
You did get banned from WhatsApp for a moment, didn't you, or something like that?
Honestly, well, I thought like I just like finally launched my services where I can make money, because now I have to make money. And thank you, WhatsApp. You're like restricting me.
Not gonna happen.
Not having. But yeah, I'm back on WhatsApp. It's up and running. But yeah, but this is kind of where I was thinking. Okay, pick my brain. I'm here. Like, because also, yes, I can give you like the blueprint. But this is like a strategy that is like very like general. Like people have like questions like my unique situation. Like for example, a lot of people are in like employment, but they want to leave their corporate job. Like how do they position themselves? Like there are lots of different ways depending on what your like situation is. So like having actually the opportunity to just like pick my brain every now and then, I hope that will be useful.
And I think that's a really easy and casual way, because WhatsApp's used so much in business. Like literally, if I only really use WhatsApp for business, but just to jump on a chat and just like throw something in there, an idea, talking to other people as well. I think that's a really cool way to host a community, because you get a lot of like community-based platforms as well. Like I know your book club is on what platform do you? Yeah, Circle.
It's on Circle. So that's actually like for anyone who is thinking about like building a community. And I mean, I absolutely like recommend building a community, but the issue is that like you want to have an engaged community.
Yeah.
Like I used Circle because I thought, oh, that's great, because I can manage like the memberships. Like people can like professionally like say like, oh, I want to go in and out, and I can like schedule meetings, and like it's all way like more professional.
Yeah.
However, nobody logs onto a Circle platform on the go to like chat with other people.
That's it. Yeah.
And it's just like, so we tried, but the conversation just died off.
You have to actually physically force yourself to go onto that app to look in, rather than it just being another notification on the apps that you already go on. So
exactly.
I think, so WhatsApp's definitely a really good
best
idea.
Way.
So I want to really dive into the Hype department in a sec, but I've got one more question about LinkedIn.
Yes.
And that's about video, because obviously I'm such a video nerd. Have you used video at all to help you sort of in your journey? What's the news on video? What's your opinion on video?
All right.
Lots of different questions.
Let me give you the tea. Also, I heard the other day that giving someone the tea is not really an expression. Please, like, you spilled
the tea.
Yeah, people say that, don't they?
Yeah, like, give me the tea on, like, what's the tea?
Yeah.
Or,
thank you.
Who said that it wasn't?
To my boyfriend, if you're listening to this, I was right.
She got it right. Spilled the tea.
Just to clarify. Video. So LinkedIn is making a lot of changes to the video aspect in general, just like holistically in terms of LinkedIn strategy. LinkedIn needs to compete with our attention span, in the sense of like we now have TikToks, we have YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, etc. Our attention span gets shorter and shorter, and just like this text-based kind of like platform will not be able to be future-proof. So they need to embrace video. However, LinkedIn had a video feed, and they still have it in the US. They've taken it off in Europe. I don't know about the other regions.
Yeah, because it came on for a little bit, didn't it? It had video at the bottom corner, because I got very excited. I was like, this is it. Video's coming. But you told me something really shocking about that feed as well, actually.
So the thing is, previously, let's call them the video team at LinkedIn, it was literally a team that manually selected which videos should be featured in the video feed. It was unsustainable. They
That's
can't
crazy.
do it. Also, it's just like, why do I give that power to like a person to decide like whether that video is being
even as a job? Like, surely they have to sift through so much video. They're just doom scrolling all day and then just like just picking what actually goes on.
Honestly, it was unsustainable.
That's
so
awful.
Actually, also, I've heard, it's all rumors. Like, another thing that I heard is that actually like it didn't perform very well, the video stream in Europe. That's why they took it down, and that's why it's still live in the US. Who knows? But in general, they need to embrace video, and they will embrace video. So they are now currently making changes to like tweak the algorithm, put like AI into it, like so that like automatically videos are being featured. Once it's back up, definitely post video. I would say right now, post video. The thing is, a lot of people are disheartened because it takes a lot of effort to do a video.
Yeah.
However, from a marketing perspective, videos, you can see like your gestures, you can see how you talk. Like videos just are so much more personal, and people will relate to you so much more, and they're more likely to buy from you if they can see who you really are.
What's going on?
So that's great. However, the algorithm, for some reason, I'm not sure if it's the algorithm or what really is going on, but video is not performing as well. So as we don't have the video feed anymore anyways, that means it's not really like getting like that viral moment.
Yeah, pushed too much. Or
yeah, because if you were featured in the video feed back in the day, you got like millions of impressions. Like, it's not just like, oh, 10,000, it's like millions.
You're blowing up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's insane. But right now, if you post a video, I'm not sure if it's because people just scroll past it or not really reading it, or I don't know what's going on. But they're not performing that well. So one, it's a lot of effort to do the video. People are still like so perfectionalizing them. Like, it's still not that TikTok where you just like show up. You should be, by the way, like the LinkedIn video team, they're saying like the content should be raw. It should be like you on a run and like saying like your leadership advice whilst you're sweating. That's what they want, like authentic, quick, short, like, yeah. But LinkedIn is not quite there yet. Like most of the audience want it to be like kind of as we are, like perfect. So yeah, with the video feed, a lot of people are not embracing it because the outcomes aren't quite there, but I would still encourage people to continue with it.
And watch the space, keep an eye on the space.
Keep an eye on the space. And also what is really important is when you post a video, whilst you're saying the message in the video, you still have like the post, kind of the text. And with the algorithm doesn't know what you're saying in the video. It's not, at least at this point,
not all the way there. Just
it's not there to really understand what your video is about. So that's why, like on TikTok and Instagram, you have hashtags. I mean, on LinkedIn, you also have hashtags, but they don't really do anything. But it's text-based. So whatever you're saying, if it's leadership advice, career advice, whatever it is in your video, you need to write that in the text as well. So then again, it's like you're kind of like crafting a LinkedIn post and the video. Like it's so much effort. So that's why people don't do it. And then in the end, as I said, like the impressions aren't that high for whatever reasons.
That's sort of, it makes a lot of sense, because that's kind of the journey that I've had with video at the moment, because obviously my business is about video, so I want to be pushing video as much as I can. So, and I also want to almost not be too raw sometimes, because I want to show my skills off in the content.
Yeah.
But I guess then it's thinking about, I should be doing that at the appropriate place in the funnel. So I've been trying to do a blend of like raw stuff in the camera that then cuts into the podcast stuff, and sort of, so it helps to establish it with raw, authentic me. And then it's like, okay, once people are warmed up with the start of the video, I can be like, here's the actual video, you're warmed up and ready to sort of view it. So I've been experimenting with that. But as you said, it takes so much time. Like, I'll spend like 3 hours like crafting like 2 posts, like editing it, and that's repurposing the content afterwards. It's like, how much energy am I going to allocate to doing this? Is it going to be worth it for only to then get like 12 engagement anyway, when a picture of me sat outside next to a palm tree gets 30, like double the engagement of it anyway? So it's a difficult one.
It's a difficult one, but also people always think like on LinkedIn, you need to post like 5 days a week or like 7 days a week. You don't. Like if you just post like twice a week or 3 times a week, that is enough. Like high quality posts. Like if you actually put like a video together and it's like well, the structured, etc., just like once or twice a week, that is much more effective than like posting 7 times. And it's like,
it has its value. It still holds its value.
And then, as I said earlier, like it's all about the engagement you do in the background, how much you mobilize your audience, how awake are they, and then it will also perform better. You can warm up your feed. So it's basically like 30 minutes before you post your content. You can do like your connection requests or DMs or like commenting on other people's posts, because it's like immediate before you post, which then means when you do post, they will all see your content.
People are already seeing the notifications that you're contacting, you know, your head's already popping up in that notification box. So it's like when it finally comes out, it's like, boom. She's active, we're ready to go, sort of thing.
Exactly. And then apparently like the 90 minutes, nobody knows exactly the timing, but like the 90 minutes after you posted, that is where the algorithm decides, should it be pushed further or not? Again, it's a bit of like a rumor, nobody knows. But like in general, when people are leaving comments, you should engage with the comments, and like you should leave like your response to like the comments. Because again, like the algorithm thinks like, oh, if there's like a lot of conversations in the comments, but also like a comment and then there's a reply and there's another reply and another reply, that shows there's like a true conversation going on in the comments. So it's not just like one comment by other people. Like you really want like a dialogue in the comments.
No, that's brilliant. And I think it is at the moment, like I said, because even like noticing things like I noticed the quality of the video on Instagram is on LinkedIn is a little bit pixelated. It's not quite TikTok crisp and things like that. So even from that perspective, it's like I think it's about future-proofing, getting ready for when LinkedIn has perfected everything they want to do and then are sort of going with video. Because like I said before about it being engaging, I always say it suits, video is really good at suiting people's learning styles. So it's kind of like, because you have auditive learners and practical learners and visual learners and text-based learners, and video pulls all of those together. So people can learn and digest information so much easier, rather than it just being sort of put on a wall of text or something like that. Although on LinkedIn, a lot of text usually actually benefits posts, I find a lot as well, like a good story and a good narrative in the caption.
But a good story and narrative in the video has the same.
Just as much
effect.
value,
they say LinkedIn is the salad in your social media diet.
No, I love that. I love that term, actually. That's very true. Because at least when you're on LinkedIn, you feel like you are being a bit productive. And do you know what? I get loads of good information, loads of good tips. You meet so many amazing individuals on LinkedIn as well. And it's such a positive place. I don't see that much negativity, where it's a very big break of fresh air compared to some social media.
It's so nice. I love this. Like the community, everyone is so hyping you on and vouching for you, and also helping you like to succeed and connecting you with people. I think also the reason is because LinkedIn is the world's most trusted like social media platform, because you have to use your real name. If you're not using your real name, like LinkedIn will flag it. Like even if you have like, and I'm pointing the finger at you, even if you have an emoji after your name, that will be flagged at some point. So you need to have your real name. Then you need to verify your name with like your passport. Like they have like a third-party software. So also the algorithm, it's a bit of like a myth, but if you're not a verified user, that means you have gone through like this passport check. The algorithm will not push out your content as much, because they want to restrict any sort of false information, etc., to be spread. But that also means that, like in terms of the audience, they are real people and they know their real names are being shown, so they're not like as trolling.
Like that. So are you saying right now that I should take that little camera out of my name? That's it. It's gone, guys. I'm literally going to take it off after this recording is finished.
It's so annoying because it makes you stand out. It makes you memorable. It's good.
Out, you know, it's the little cheeky emojis like, oh, he's a camera, he's a video guy. Sort of, that's it,
but funny story, because I had a flower after my name, a pink flower, because I wanted to like stand out. Same way. And I got a troll actually. She posted about me the day after International Women's Day, like, come on. And she posted about me how I'm like a scam and like how I'm harming people's mental health and stuff, because I had this like public goal of like growing my following. And anyways, she said like I'm chasing like vanity metrics and all these things. Hater, exactly. But the funny thing is then like in her comments, someone said like, yeah, and she's like a LinkedIn employee and she even violates like LinkedIn terms and conditions by having that emoji in her name. And I was like, oh, I had no idea. I had no idea. So I looked it up and I'm like, yeah, you can't.
No way. I didn't know that. Maybe they should introduce something where, you know, pick an emoji to go next to your name, like just a little drop down in the settings.
You can put it into your headline.
Like headline up. Yeah, because I have it in my headline, I think. I have a few bits in there as well.
To be fair, from just like a data like management perspective, they just want to have a clean, nice database. Your name currently is like Daniel Dennis Canva.
Yeah, true. So, I guess as well it feeds back in the system, it's not going to say the emoji. It's going to say brackets camera or something
exactly.
like that. Yeah. Well, at least I know who I am and what I do.
Very true.
So speaking of hype as well, let's talk a little bit about the hype department.
Yes.
So this is the company that you've literally launched. It's 2 weeks now, 2 weeks old, 3
N-
weeks?
not even.
That.
I had to wait to leave LinkedIn before I was allowed to advertise any sort of services. And I had my first day of freedom last week, Tuesday. So that's like 7 days ago.
Wow.
And then the day after, I didn't even like really announce it. I just said, like, look, setting up this company, I'm offering LinkedIn advice. That's it.
Who's interested?
Exactly.
So you've got your WhatsApp set up. Have you got like your website set up? Like, where are you at the moment in your journey?
I'm stumbling my way through it. But that's also the thing. Like, I didn't want it to procrastinate. I didn't want it to have like the perfect product, a perfect website and everything ready, because that just means I'm like waiting to actually make money. So I thought, look, at least like announce to the world that you have left LinkedIn and that you provide LinkedIn strategy advice. Like those two pieces, okay, I've already done this. Lots of people already message me in the DMs. So business is already coming my way. And then as a next step, I was thinking, okay, I still want to build like this community. I want to have like this email newsletter. There's not a newsletter, but like a broadcasting channel, my WhatsApp group. And then I thought, okay, how can I perhaps like monetize this? And this is where I then created like, I call it like the hype circle, which is like an inner circle.
The inner circle of hype. Awesome.
Exactly. Where people can actually like ask questions, pick my brain, etc. And this is just like, again, like I don't have a website. It's not formally set up. I have a stand store. It's like, I'm not sure if you've heard of it. It's like Stephen Bartlett, like endorsed kind of tool.
Yeah, I think I've heard. It's kind of like a levels, like a, not like a GoFundMe, but like you get like a Patreon kind of thing.
No, so it's basically like, you know, Linktree, where you had like...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's basically like a website. It's so easy to configure it, but it's like basically your personal website and you can add in your product. So it's like your like online shop for your digital services. So I set up some digital services. So I set up like, if they want to book in like a one-on-one call with me, they can do this, cost $500. Actually, someone booked it yesterday and I was like,
you're like, I can eat for a week.
it's like amazing.
That's my train ticket paid for.
And then, I have like the WhatsApp circle subscription on there. So you can then also set up like a one-off payment, or it's like recurring payment. I have my free WhatsApp group on there. So the people that just want to join in for free. So I just set up this like stand store. And now whenever I post, I just like say bits and pieces. So like today I've done like a post about like the Level Up Book Club, because we run a session about like LinkedIn tomorrow for the ladies in the Level Up Book Club.
Yeah.
But I'm going to share the recording of that session with the circle, like the Hype Department circle group. So this way I entice people to sign up to this indirectly, kind of. So stumbling my way through. I don't have like a proper marketing strategy.
No, that's awesome.
But I'm just like using my brand to get the word out.
And do you see yourself maybe working for the bigger companies like FedEx, or do you see yourself being more like a B2C to like single
creator,
business?
kind of.
Like a creator. Like, have you mapped that out in your head yet, or just sort of feeling your way along still?
Saying again, like you only know what you like doing when you actually do it.
Yeah.
So I want to try different things. To be fair, I actually was thinking I probably enjoy more like the creator route more, in the sense of like running a webinar for like hundreds of people rather than a one-on-one call.
Yeah.
Like scaling it, because also you want to scale it. Like with like my WhatsApp group, like I can scale this like indefinitely. And with the corporate side of things, I hate corporate life. I hate the stiffness. I hate the policies. I hate the way a lot of people talk to each other in corporate.
Yeah.
So, but I do like to be bold and break boundaries and challenge the status quo. So I would love to work with corporate to come in and like,
I think
bam.
finding the right brands that want that like that shaker up, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That want that sort of like new on the block.
But
sort of
that's also the
attitude.
thing. The brands that are not wanting this, they're falling behind. Like you need to like stay with the times. You need to do something different. If you just continue doing whatever you've been doing, you will just run your business into the ground, because the new generation, the Gen Z, and I'm a millennial, but I like to think I have a little bit of Gen Z in me.
I feel that the same, to be fair. I feel like I'm clinging on to Gen Z and the lower
The fact that
generation
we're on
as much as
TikTok, I
can.
think.
We're
still
there,
like,
as long as we're on TikTok.
I'm so self-conscious whenever I use emojis. I know like this is a very millennial emoji, but it just is so suitable and fitting.
Yeah, that's what I noticed as well about your writing, is that your emoji use is actually perfect. I was like the perfect blend, because I'm always like very self-conscious about my emoji use. Do I go too far with it? Do I not use enough emojis?
You're really overthinking it.
I think that's the case.
You
I'm
need to
just
show up.
overthinking it.
Always think about when you post your next post on LinkedIn, how would you tell it to a friend? How would
Yeah.
you send a WhatsApp message to a friend about what you're just wanting to say? My posts are not perfect. I have typos in there. I say things in like brackets. I jump around in it, and I use sometimes I do like a post about something. I use a zebra emoji. Why? No idea. It's fun, but it can
just
be
needed
fun.
a zebra in there.
Yeah, and I post pictures of me eating. Like, make it fun, make it approachable, like make it human.
Like make it an element of you, an extension of you, rather than something fake. No, I think that's brilliant. And anything with the hype department, obviously, anyone listening, defo get in touch and stay focused on that and see. I'm excited to see what happens next and what you're putting out there. So
will see.
I'm sure a lot of people are along for the ride as well. I thought it would be exciting.
Thank you. It is very exciting.
So I've actually got a bit of a surprise for you and for Zach as well, because I wanted to do a little news segment that I piloted in another podcast, but I wanted to test it out with you as well. So do you like pub quizzes?
I'm terrible at that. If there's a Taylor Swift question, I'm good.
You've got the Taylor Swift question.
Ask the expert, it's your time to grow. Learn the things you need to know. Only on the Video Marketing Show.
So Alicia, welcome to Ask the Expert. How are you feeling? Are you excited?
I'm bloody nervous.
I'm going to ask you 25 questions in a minute. You're probably not going to be able to answer all of those, about your specialist subjects of LinkedIn and female
Self-development experts, hopefully.
experts.
Don't come with your
No,
novels and stuff.
no J.K. Rowlings or anything like that.
Thank
It's
you.
self-development experts. So hopefully you should know a lot of these. So are you ready? Zach?
No.
She didn't know I was going to do this, by the way. I've surprised everyone. Zach, have you got the timer for me? Brilliant. Count us in, if you will.
3, 2, 1, start.
What year did LinkedIn launch?
2004.
2003. Who wrote Untamed, a book about breaking free from social conditioning?
Glennon Doyle.
Yeah. Who owns LinkedIn today?
Ryan Wolanski. But also with Jeff Weiner.
What company?
What company? Microsoft.
Okay. I'll let you off on that one. Who's the best-selling female self-help author of all time?
Of all time.
Yeah.
I don't know. Rhonda Byrne?
Benin Brown.
Oh, Brené Brown.
What
She's
feature
brilliant.
on LinkedIn highlights external links, posts, or media?
External links of media.
What profile feature on LinkedIn for external links, posts, or media?
The custom profile button. The custom.
The feature section.
Oh.
Clue.
Oh. Okay. Yeah.
Who
fair
wrote
enough.
You're a Badass?
Oh, I actually read that book. Oh, I can't remember, but I did read the book.
Jen
This is-
Sincero? Jen Sincero?
It's I actually can't remember. It was years ago. It was a brilliant book. Should read it.
What does the blue in badge on a profile mean?
Top voice badge.
I think it just, this says premium user, but I think, yeah, it is.
No,
top
the blue
voice,
one
isn't
is,
it?
yeah, no, don't. Oh, time already.
That's it. I mean, it's quick, isn't it? I feel like I'll let you off a few seconds because I was talking between each question as well. But I think you did really well, to be fair.
Yeah.
Looking at some of those, I don't read at all, to be honest. So these
Yeah.
authors, and are going to I'm going to really struggle with. But hopefully I can get the LinkedIn ones. Okay, we're going to swap over now. And so actually, let me title up your score. So you got Glennon Doyle.
I mean, I was like between 2002 and 2004. I think I should get that one.
Okay, I'll give you that one. I'll let you off. You were 1 year out, so that you got 2, 3 for Microsoft, 4 for Top Voice. 4 out of 7.
Okay.
I think that's pretty good. Okay.
You can't beat me. Like, I'm your
I'm
guest.
definitely
You can't,
not
like,
going
you
to be
can't.
able to beat you.
Also, I'm very competitive, so
Unless
we
I've
just want to walk out here as friends.
unless I've skewed the questions and given myself all the easy ones, but I've not looked at. I literally.
I mean, I
copied
was
and
just saying, do
pasted it.
you know the answers?
No,
Have
no.
you seen the answers?
Copied and pasted it from ChatGPT, powered by AI. This quiz is, and just shoved it straight in the document. So I've not seen anything. So it's in the darker blue at the bottom.
Okay.
Are you going to go
Are
easy
you?
on me?
Are you ready?
No, not at all. It's horrible when it's been turned around. I thought this was a good idea when I had it in my head, but now the camera's on me. It's
Don't
horrible.
worry. Actually, like, I think the LinkedIn questions that I'm going to ask you are not too bad.
Too bad, okay. Because the authors, I'm not going to be able to get any of those. So, but throw some in. Don't go easy on me. Throw some in anyway.
Also, there is another wrong answer that I just saw. Anyways,
The LinkedIn, yeah, because the LinkedIn.
but
one
also one of the
before-
authors is wrong.
See,
Anyways,
this is why you need to always check your sources. Don't always rely on AI.
don't rely on
guys.
AI. Very true. All right.
Okay, brilliant. Zach, count us in.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, start.
What is LinkedIn Learning?
It is a learning platform that is sold to businesses so they can learn new skills in business.
Yes, video based. Yes.
Video based.
Who is the author of The High Five Habit and the 5-Second Rule, and also most recently Let Them?
Oh.
That was an easy one.
I have no idea. Pass.
Mel Robbins. What's the character limit for a LinkedIn post?
660?
I didn't even know that. 3,000.
Oh, okay. Shows how long I write my captions.
What's LinkedIn primary revenue model?
The recruiter platform. LinkedIn Recruiter.
Okay.
Is that right?
Well done. All right. What does the green banner open to work signal? That was like
That someone's
a
open
freebie.
to work?
I can't believe that this even came up as a question. Okay. Who wrote Set Boundaries, Find Peace?
Agatha
I also
Christie.
did not know that, but I couldn't find a new question quickly enough, so I'm very sorry.
No, that's. I think you let me off with the author questions there because, like, yeah, I need to really look up, do some revision on my female authors. I think and my books in general, to be honest. So maybe I should join the Level Up Book Club.
You're
and
not
get some
allowed, you're a
ideas.
man. I'm very sorry.
That's it.
But
Excluded.
in my Hype Department community, the free one, I also summarize book chapters.
Well, thanks so much for talking to me, Alicia. It's been amazing. I wish you like all your luck with the future because honestly, you've given so much value today on this podcast. I can't thank you enough. I'm sure the people at home as well will be really grateful for the tips and techniques that you've given us today. Do you have any one final message you want to give out to the audience? You want to put out there and talk to a business owner, maybe someone in a similar situation to yourself?
Hire me. But no, apart from just work with me. No, LinkedIn is an amazing platform. A lot of people are a bit like shy from LinkedIn, but LinkedIn is an amazing place. No matter what you do, it's not just like for like white collar professionals. It's for anyone. If you're a hairdresser, if you're like whatever you do, LinkedIn is an amazing platform. If you know the strategies, it can work for anyone.
Perfect. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for watching, guys. As always, all of our information is down below in the episode description. We'd always love to take the chat online on LinkedIn as well. So connect with us on LinkedIn, drop us a DM. Let's talk about what we spoke about today. And I can't wait to see you all in the next episode. Thank you so much. Thank you. I think we killed that. We did it.
Thank you.
Cheers, guys. Woo! Thanks so much. That was amazing.